Uh-oh. Sounds like somebody's got a case of the Mondays.
You're doing dry January? That's cute because me, I'm doing bender till December, where I go on a drinking bender that starts now and doesn't end until December. That's right, a year full of drinking. That sounds a lot better than dry January, doesn't it?
Hey, thanks for grabbing time with me. What's up? And why is the translator here? Yeah, he's actually here to translate from me to you. I needed to let you know that I've accepted another offer, and unfortunately, I'm going to be leaving in 2 weeks. He's accepted another job offer, and he feels very fortunate to be leaving. Oh, no. Oh, no, sorry. This is just a lot to process for me right now. I'm absolutely shocked and floored by this strategic update. He knew that you were unhappy for several months and chose to do nothing about it. Thanks. Yeah, listen, I really wasn't actively looking to leave, but this company just reached out to me and gave me a great offer, and I couldn't turn it down. He's been aggressively looking to leave for several months, and honestly, at this point, probably would have even taken a pay cut. Okay, well, listen, I would have really wished you just let me know that you were looking. I worked very hard to invest in my stakeholders and would have been happy to go to bat with you to upper management to get you additional skills and resources. He wishes you let him know that you were looking so that they could start interviewing to replace you and then fire you when they found someone. Yeah. I mean, honestly, there's nothing really you could have done to change it, so it's no big deal. There are many things that you could have done to change it, but he knows that you wouldn't have done any of them. Well, listen, this is obviously a lot to unpack for me, but I do wish you the best of luck in your next endeavor. I hope that this next stage of your journey is a fruitful one, and I ultimately just want nothing but the best for my people. He is extremely bitter and hopes that this decision will haunt you for the rest of your life. Well, I'll certainly miss you, translator. I don't think he's gonna miss me.
I understand that my body can't digest corn or whatever. That's fine. My issue is that I fucking chewed it. How the hell is it coming out back in the shape of corn? What are they not telling us?
Yo, Plankton? Eugene? I just wanted to, apologize for my behavior today. Wasn't right what I done. And I realized I hurt the feelings of someone I care about. You still there? Yeah. I'm still here. Good. I want to make it up to you. What do you say we have a soda? Sure.
If you're offered $50,000, but if you accept it, the person you hate most in the world gets $100,000, are you taking it? Of course, I'm going to take $150,000.
You know the difference between an insult and criticism?
Yeah, criticism comes from a place of love with a corrective intent.
Yeah.
And an insult is to try to damage someone's character.
Exactly. So an insult is just something that I don't like about you. Criticism is something that I want to change about you, that I want you to do better. So when I say this, keep in mind this is a criticism and not an insult, okay?
Okay.
You're gay.
These are questions I love getting asked during a movie. Who is that? I love this question, but I don't know the answer because I'm watching this movie for the first time with you. Why did they do that? This is a really good question, and the answer is usually either I also don't know yet, or you've been on your phone for the last 20 minutes. Are they gonna die? This is an awesome question, and the cool thing is if we keep watching, we'll know the answer. Do they end up together? Great question. I already said. What did I miss? This question is really cool, especially when I offered to pause when you got up and you said, no, that's okay. I love that. I'm gonna look up what happens. This isn't a question, but I love it when people do this. It really cuts out the middleman of having to watch a movie.
Let me ask you something. When you come in
I
on
should
Monday
have
and you're
died
not
when
feeling
Han
real
died.
well, does anyone ever say to you, sounds like someone has a case of the Mondays?
No. No, man. Shit, no, man. I believe you get your ass kicked saying something like that, man.
From Filthy Martini Studios in Ontario, California, it's the Foos Show! Hey, what is up, everyone? I am Joe C.
And I'm Steph.
Thank you all so very much for listening into the Foo Bar Show. Remember to follow, like, and comment on our socials at Foo Bar Show. That's FOO Bar Show. And listen at FOOBarshow.com or wherever you get your podcasts. And we'll keep fooing it up like a bunch of foos. Ain't that right, Steph?
That's right.
Steph, today's going to be a good one. You want to know why?
Why?
Because we just had an exciting weekend at NAMM, and we have tons of stuff to talk about, including the disappointing results of the NFL games. That's going to come at the end because nobody wants to hear about that at the top of the fucking episode. And you know, not exactly a positive note, but man, we are at I think we're well into 2025. We always like to just kind of forget about every January that we come, you know, because like there has to be a buffer section between the holidays and then just the rest of the next year, you know?
Yeah.
And I think January, and this has not been a good January, I don't think, for anybody, at least if you're hearing this podcast from like Southern California, at least, it has just not been a good January. If you listen to this podcast, you know what we're about, and just the world is not just where we want it to be.
No, it is not. So we definitely need that buffer. And I feel like that's the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah,
to get us through the rest of the year.
Isn't that a bit?
That's a thing.
That's and I think that's the thing that I don't think that we've created that thing. What's the name of that group that does comedy shit?
Oh, is it the Dress Up Gang?
The Dress Up Gang. Yeah,
remember
they did an entire, but you can look this up on YouTube.
Oh my God,
the Dress Up Gang is this comedy group. They're not like a troupe or anything that does things regularly, but they used to. Where it was the Dress Up Gang. They have their own channel on YouTube. You can check them out. And there was this thing about people who have this whole thing going on into the holidays and then the entire holiday span until Super Bowl. And that's like the part that they just forget about because they're either going to be too depressed about the stuff that happens after the holidays, because once the holidays are over, the depression just hits because you're no longer on that high.
Right.
Yeah. Did you look it up?
That skit is pretty funny.
It is pretty funny.
The Dress Up Gang with Donnie Devanian, Frankie Quinones.
Frankie Quinones.
Yes.
Yes, he's the guy who does the Cholo Fit skits. Yeah, that fool.
You know what? It's like grouped with something else. I can't find it.
Yeah, we probably can't find it. It's fine, but it's funny. Look it up if you can. It's pretty goddamn funny.
Yeah, it's gonna take me a while.
But it couldn't be further from the truth. It's a thing. I think that once the holidays hit, you're in this high until the end of Super Bowl. Which, by the way, Super Bowl needs to be pushed up to President's Day weekend, don't you think?
Yes.
It's been talked about for the last few years, and just like they're just not doing it.
Because you need that Monday off.
You do need the Monday off, and people forever have been saying we need Super Bowl Monday. And if they're not going to do that, then the commissioner just needs to add like another bye week within the season, so that we can have that Super Bowl Monday coupled with President's Day. I think that would just be the best of all worlds. I think.
When is President's Day this year?
It's going to be on the, what is it, the 15th or something?
It is.
It's on 17th.
The 17th, which is celebrated on the third Monday of February each year.
Yeah. So if we just like added another week to, and you know, like I said in the last episode, we are gonna. The commissioner is looking to take away a playoff. I guess the wild card week. He wants to take that away and add another week to the regular season. No, just add another bye week to the regular season, push it up so that it then is on President's Day weekend. I think that's what America wants at this point, because we just need a little bit of relief.
Look, we fought hard for all of these rules and regulations for football. Just give us one more week and, you know, people are going to be happy. They're going to thank you for it.
Right.
You're going to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's a win-win situation.
Anyway, we're not talking about football until the end of the episode, because that's not why you're here. You're here to talk to hear us talk about geeky shit and NAMM. NAMM, for those who paid attention, is not Vietnam. It's not about shit that happened about 50 years ago. It's about the National Association of Music Merchants. That's what NAMM stands for. And we were just there. We were there on Saturday. In fact, we were there Thursday into the tail end of that evening because we wanted to check out the Tech Awards. The Tech Awards were awards given to companies who came up with really cool shit that had to do with the music industry, the audio industry, audio engineering, a lot of the hardware, the software that goes into that. And every year, the NAMM events really showcase that. It's kind of like going to your Comic-Con, but for your music centric stuff or audio engineering stuff. Even even if you're a DJ stuff, audio, like live audio stuff,
you've got
live lighting, that kind of stuff.
Musical instruments, you got all the tech, you have the supports for those tech. So I even saw like cases and stands.
Yeah, all that stuff.
That were like just mind blowing. And some of them look pretty cool, which we'll get into a little bit later.
They're like new designs, new ergonomic designs, which is like you would never think of. But you're like, damn, that actually makes sense why they would make this little tiny change to this like design that has lived on for the last 100 plus years.
Yeah, and a lot of those brands have been around for that long because they've just kept up with all of the forward-moving technology.
I mean, for starters, in front of where all the if you went to NAMM, you would know that there was all the food trucks that were in the front of where like that big stage was at the front of NAMM. And within those food trucks, there was another truck there that was showcasing Shure, SHURE, the company that makes those microphones. And they've been around for 100 years. Weren't they celebrating?
They just turned 100 this year.
They were celebrating 100 years this year, and they had a truck with a little tiny museum of all that they've accomplished within the 100 years. They were around for World War II, and they even had a picture of one of the microphones that they used that was so corroded during the war. And it still worked.
It still worked.
And it still worked. Yeah. So it's just like that. They were pioneers way back when. And they're still doing great things. I use a Shure microphone for my live performances when I play live in my band, the Shoelace Express. So, I mean, they do great things. They have a great product. If you have an opportunity to check out Shure, do it, because it's just a solid mic at a reasonable price, too.
Yes, I totally agree. Going back to the Tech Awards, so this is presented annually by NAMM, like you said. This year was their 40th anniversary for the Tech Awards. It recognizes, this is directly from the techawards.org website, recognizes the individuals, companies, and technical innovations behind the sound of recordings, live performances, films, television, video games, and multimedia. So some of the winners, here are some of the categories: amplification hardware, L acoustics, their LA 7.16 one. I'm not going to read all of them to you, but I'm just going to let you know some of the categories: headphone/earpiece technology, microphone, preamplifiers, microphones, recording, musical instrument hardware. Here's a few that I wanted to point out because I thought they were really cool and I wanted to look into them. And one of them was...
I know that one thing that stood out to us was like the entire console in a studio, like that entire mixing console that you see at physical kind of with the knobs and stuff.
Yes.
And so I know that that's one of the things that just kind of took us aback when we tried to search for the price on one of these things.
So
what did you find?
So this one, the Tech Award for, oh god damn it, where is it? Processing. Where's the large monitor?
Oh, monitor.
It's not large monitor.
Was it the studio monitor right there?
No. It's like the large instrument, large format console technology, which was the AMS Neve Genesis Black G3D.
Is that the one that won?
So that is the one that won the award for
that
this
category,
the large format console technology. Yeah. And so this thing is massive. I'm talking about like bigger than the table.
It would span this entire space where me and if you're looking at our video, which can be found on YouTube or Spotify if you're watching us. Yeah, it's at least it's large. It's large. It's like an entire wingspan of a person, at least.
Yes, could be. It has a digital screen. There's many knobs for stems, multiple stems that you can play around with. It's Dolby approved, and
it's got all the accolades for sure.
So I looked it up. I'm just like, let me see how much this is.
It's gonna be like a couple $100, right, Steph?
No, I knew it was gonna be a few thousand. What was your initial guess?
I don't know, like 25 grand. I would imagine.
Nope.
No.
So Sweetwater's actually selling it for $115,000, $695. $115,695.
It's you know how like a few episodes ago we were talking about our how we had to get like a new air conditioning and heating system in this building. It's nowhere near that. That was like 22,000.
Yeah.
We also got solar panels in this building here. That was around 23,000. Your car is how much, Steph? Like 22,000? 22, 24,000? Your Toyota Corolla.
Mm-hmm.
That still does not add up to $115,695, Steph, American.
It comes with 48 faders, 24-channel analog mixing console with Dolby Atmos control.
It's Dolby.
Let's see.
It's a lot. It's a lot of money. It's a great product. I was actually sampling something like that around NAMM where I sat in front of a huge console and they were playing this funk song. I forgot what it was. What did I say it was? Did I say what it was?
No.
When I was like just kind of taken aback by it, but they were playing this very popular funk song on this. Once I put on the cans and everything, I put everything to 0, and then I was able to just kind of like mix the vocals with the guitars, with the bass, the violins, with the guitars, that everything that was going on in this song. And you don't know how many tracks are in a song until you just break them up by all of the stems. And this console did that, and you're able to just fuck with like all the trebles and the mids and the bass, like everything that you would imagine that all the knobs would do. And they were just giving you those raw stems that you can just mess with and mix this funk song that was happening. It was just so impressive, and I felt like I was the only one as impressed in this entire warehouse. And my bandmates were just like, yeah, man, that's cool. All right. And they didn't even bother. They didn't even bother to put on the headphones and see what I was talking about.
Well,
but it was so awesome.
They don't really work with that as much as you do.
Yeah.
So I can see where you have that greater appreciation.
No, it was great. It was great. I really enjoyed myself. Even for like the average novice who's just walking around NAMM, there was always something to check out. So many famous people. Like if you go to NAMM, pay attention to faces, because like people are walking around, and like famous like people, musicians, influencers are walking around being just as amazed as you are. Everybody's a regular person. Everybody's on an even playing field when they're at NAMM. I met up with Mac Glocky. If you don't know that name, look him up. And Anthony Vincent. If he doesn't sound familiar, if you're familiar with that viral video of acute aggression, it's this guy with long hair and a nice fucking like Guy Fawkes mustache and beard that really does this metal kind of genre of a song called "Cute Aggression," and it's about his cat.
Yeah.
Where every time this cat is so cute, he just wants to squeeze him.
Yep.
And then Matt Glocky does these cover songs. Like you pick a song that's famous or popular in pop music, and you make it in the style of System of a Down, Arctic Monkeys, Incubus, Deftones, or whatever. And he does such a great job. He's like, his batting average on this is great. And they were walking together, Steph.
Yeah.
They were walking together like they just hang out, like they're just friends. And they probably are, because I don't know them personally. And they probably are friends, and they hang out, and they're hanging out at NAMM. And we were getting a drink at the bar. And I'm holding my Michelob Ultra like some douchebag. And I'm just like, you guys hold my beer. I'm going to run and grab a picture real quick. I even hand you or John, my bassist, my phone. Was it you or John?
I think it was John.
Yeah, I hand you my phone, and I'm just like, here, I already had it set for camera. Here, follow me. And I ran to these guys, and I'm like, you guys, can I please have a picture with you? I'm a big fan. And Mac Glocky, in his deadpan face, he's just like, yeah, whatever, dude. Anthony, the other guy, Anthony, was just like, yeah. He was more excited, of course. I think he's more of a regular person. He's just like, yeah. And I just took a picture with him, and they were so awesome. And I'm just like, I love your covers. Fucking Cute Aggression. And then I got the fuck out of there, and I didn't want to bother him again. Yeah. But that was the end of that. It was so awesome because I'm a big fan of both of them.
Yeah, I love their covers too. It's fucking amazing, dude. They really put on a good performance every time, and I look forward to watching their music videos on YouTube. So.
And it's I missed a few other folks. Was it Sides? She even had a Sides. Her full name is Sabrina Seidman, and she has a channel on YouTube called Sides, and she teaches people about how to use Logic Pro on your Mac. The software, how you mix and master music. And she's become a huge influencer because she knows what the fuck she's talking about, and she's really good at it. She's a great communicator, and she had her own panel in front of, like, I think the Gibson area. I could be completely wrong, but she had a panel, and she talked about how you can make a sustainable business in music production, at least. Yeah. How she does. She pretty much talks about how she is able to make a living doing what she does. And Rick Beato was there. We missed him. He was in front of the Gibson area. And what's that Costa Rican drummer that we like?
Oh, when she sings like Toad?
Yeah.
I'm 32. I can do whatever I want.
She was there.
I love her.
She was, she didn't have a panel or anything, but she was there just like us, just being a fan. Mm-hmm. And, she has her videos up. It's just, the regular person was there. Kiki Wong, one of my favorite influencers. She got famous. If you don't know Kiki Wong, she got famous during COVID when she just started posting just like her on TikTok and Instagram of her just playing like these really badass metal riffs on her guitar, basic like 15 to 30 second riffs on her guitar, and then that was that. And now she's the guitarist for Smashing Pumpkins because not only is she a badass guitar player, like people love her. She's easy on the eyes. Also, and then she did this whole thing on in the Marshall amplifier section, she did this thing where she did like 5-10 minutes, and she was just playing a bunch of like Smashing Pumpkins riffs. And it was just really cool to see her. She was like super down to earth. She was like super humble. She's like, I don't know what to play, so I'm just gonna play a bunch of Smashing Pumpkins stuff that I've been playing on tour. And it's just like you don't necessarily meet these people unless you walk up to them. Which, by the way, they would probably be pretty cool to see, and meet with, and they would be pretty cool to just talk to you. But they're fangirling as much as you are.
Yeah.
As you walk around.
We stopped by to see Claudio Sanchez from Coheed and Cambria as well. Yeah. He was showcasing his guitar, which is like this signature. Where is it? Hold on. It is. Damn it. Oh, the Jackhammer by Claudio Sanchez. And it looks fucking sick. Yeah,
it's the guitar that he uses when he plays live and records with, likely.
Yeah, it's very angular. It's almost like a 3-pointed star type of situation. Fucking metal, dude.
Yeah. Going back to Kiki Wong, I know I was just talking about her, but do you want to hear some of the stuff? I took a video. I was like feet away, like inches away from her.
Sure.
Yeah, so this is her playing in the Marshall area. Marshall amplification from the UK. I have this amp. I've been playing with this amp for years. I love Marshall. This is her playing on the Marshall amp with her guitar. It's a Jackson guitar, by the way.
You know, I'm Kiki Wong from the Smashing Pumpkins. If you don't know who I am, I didn't really know who I was, but this is wild. I mean, first off, I just want to say thank you for everyone who showed up yesterday at the Marshall signing. Thank you, Marshall, for this incredible experience. You know, I was just like you guys, like, you know, playing I know there's a lot of really important, amazing people out there too. But like, I was on TikTok playing the guitar, and now I'm here with a lot of other cell phones. So it's insane. And now also playing with the Smashing Pumpkins has been unreal. So yeah, I didn't really prepare anything, so I'm just gonna kind of test this out. This is the new JCM 900, the beefy one. I played the 20 watt last night, and that thing rips. This is, of course, the Year of the Snake, which is moi. I'm also the Year of the Snake, so pretty awesome. They have a lot of really cool stuff, so don't forget to check it out after, and yeah. Wow, that sounds cool. I don't know, should we play some pumpkin stuff? Anyway, that was dope. And you know, one thing that I noticed is that we were wearing the same shoes.
Oh,
the same. I was wearing my Converse leather boots. She was wearing the same ones.
Oh,
yeah.
Did you tell her?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Moving back to the awards before I was so rudely interrupted.
I'm sorry.
I'm just kidding.
I got a clip for the NAMM Awards if you want to keep going with that.
Okay, I just have two more things that I wanted to point out. One of them was the studio design project. There were I didn't realize studios can look the way that they look.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's almost like it's a hotel room.
Well,
some of them.
Yeah.
But this particular one, studio design project that won was the Scarlet Sound Studio in Nashville, Tennessee.
Won the award.
Designed by Carl Tatz. And this one looks...
It's insane.
It's very narrow. It has the console at the far end of the wall. You have a table in the middle. Then you have keyboards along the sides. And then you have like the recording booths.
Keep in mind, the reason a lot of these studios look very narrow is because they put like an extra layer on top of what the regular walls would look like for the sound insulation to actually go down. So that's something that we could use in this room right now. But that's why these like really legit looking studios look quite small. I mean, and your regular studio should not really be made for tons of people to be in it at one time. I mean, the engineer and maybe the artist, one member of the artists should be in there kind of checking out what the sound is looking like through the monitors. But this is a legit studio. There's tons of these. And, you know, for people who can't afford this kind of thing, I am currently wearing the VSX headphones that would allow you to modulate what a professional studio like this would look like. I'm not being sponsored by them or anything, but like I gotta brag about them. These VSX headphones have really kind of turned up the quality of the stuff that I produce. And the Steven Slate VSX, if you're into this stuff, look it up. If you have a tight space in your home and you don't have like monitors to belt out what you're producing because you have neighbors or you're in an apartment who you can't afford to just make a loud environment because of neighbors, or you live in an apartment where you have like people on the like roommates or anything like that, buy these headphones. I shit you not, they're the best things in the world if you're a producer. And they give you an opportunity to modulate what a professional studio would sound like, what an SUV would sound like. Because, you know, if you're mixing music like me, every time you think you're done finishing, you know, a piece of music, you run to your car to see if it translates into the car, because that's where a lot of people listen to music. You go to your car and you turn on the music and you're listening to see, what I just mixed, is it going to sound really good in your car? A lot of the times it doesn't, but these headphones, along with the software, the Steven Slate VSX headphones and its software, will allow you to listen to all of that before you even go out into the real world, and it'll be real freaking close to what it is. You'll be very happy that you did. It's just great. It's great stuff. I mean, and you go to NAMM and you discover these things every year, and you're just happier and you're a better person for it if you're in this industry. Right.
Just like you said, there's a lot of things that you can do and a lot of technology that's out there. If you don't have the space, well, guess what? The Tech Awards also has an award for single processing software effects. Mm-hmm. And the winner for this year was the UAD Sound City Studios.
Which makes you sound like you produced your music in Sound City Studios.
Correct. It's a plugin you can buy at currently $349 US. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, the reason why I brought up that studio was because, of course, we got to bring Tay-Tay into the conversation.
All right. Yeah.
So Taylor Swift's lead guitar, Paul Sidoti, hired Carl Tatz to design this studio. Mm-hmm. And so it won the Tech Award.
And that's why all her music sounds great.
Yeah, because they put a lot of production into it. The last one that I wanted to mention for the awards is the Innovation Award. And the recipient, Jack White.
Jack White did a lot in the last year. He partnered up even with, not only did he do his own thing over at Third Man Records, which is his company where he produces other artists and he creates like these effect pedals for your guitars, like these kind of just like off, like it's just effect pedals that don't look like your traditional effect pedals. I went to the Third Man Studios booth and went
Third Man Hardware
booth in NAMM, and like all the pedals and effects and stuff that were there, they're not like every other pedals that you see out in the industry. They're their own thing, and they do really special things. And he partnered up with Fender in the last year, and he put out a new Telecaster. It's called the Triple Caster by Jack White. It just has all kinds of like new stuff on it. Like the pickups on the guitar are different. The knobs do different things on it. It's just the most practical guitar that I've seen in a very, very long time. It has this thing on the where the knobs are for the strings, where you can drop tune. If you're a guitar player, you know what I'm talking about. You can drop tune that last string to a drop D. It'll drop it an entire note so that you can then play in drop D without compromising the rest of the string, so that you can play in that drop D tuning. It's very practical. He also came up with an Acoustasonic guitar with Fender. It's an acoustic guitar that's also plugged in. It can be played as an electric guitar. I own one. I don't own that specific one. I own a Jazzmaster one version of that. But he has a Telecaster version of that. Telecaster is the first type of guitar that Fender produced way back in the 1940s. But Jack White is very, very, very innovative in what he's done in the last year, and it's exciting. It's exciting to watch. You can tell by my voice that I'm very excited to what he's been doing, because he's just a big nerd about it. I mean, he built up a career in furniture upholstery. So you can tell he's great with his hands. And even if you check out his furniture upholstery stuff, it's super cool to look at. I wish I would own a lot of his furniture upholstery. So knowing how he is with his hands, with that kind of stuff, that translates into what he's been doing with his electric stuff, with his guitar stuff. And everything kind of translates into what he's done throughout the years with the White Stripes, with the Rack and Tours, with all of his projects that he's come across. And he did this thing where he came out at the very end of these tech awards. He played a couple of songs. He played one of the songs that I appreciate off of that first White Stripes album from like all those years ago. Dead Leaves in the Dirty Ground. Are you a fan of that song?
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys want to hear it?
Let's do it.
About
Yep. That was dope. You know, and not everybody got a chance to check that out. I know that he played like a show last night, right?
Yes.
For the fire relief efforts. But this was at the Tech Awards, and he only played like 2 songs, one off of his new album, Deadlies on the Dirty Ground, from his first album. And it was special. I thought it was a very special moment. One of the best 15 minutes of rock and roll that I've experienced, because it was exciting. He had just finished telling like a speech about how he was so happy and humbled for receiving this award for innovation, and he talked about like him tinkering and loving being around people who love to tinker with electronics just like he did, and surrounding himself with these types of people, and then he just played a couple of songs.
Yeah, there's something about like the it being a small venue. It's really intimate.
It was one of the rooms in the, what was it?
It was in the ballroom
of the
Hilton.
The Hilton, right there, right next to the Anaheim Convention Center, and like it's the same room where people have weddings.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was really nice to be able to be a part of that. There was a few other awards, innovation awards, the Parnelli Awards that were given out, similar to the tech side of things. There was also a lot of education opportunities, seminars, try to keep education in schools. Specifically, there was a foundation for the Anaheim School District. What is it called? NAMM Foundation Day of Service, celebrating music education for the Anaheim Elementary School District, trying to keep music in the schools, trying to keep funding for musical instruments for those kids. I feel like that's really important to give those kids an opportunity that they might not see outside of school, just because, it might not be cost effective for their families, especially if they're, on their lower socioeconomic side. And it also gives them a group setting to see if they actually want to do it or not.
Well, and I think it brings a sense of like, when you bring an ensemble of people to create this kind of mix of things, to create one thing out of all of these instruments, I mean, pardon my French, but I think it makes for way less cunty people in society, because you all work towards one thing.
Yeah.
And you understand each other. You might have your own instrument, you might have your own goal in mind, but you understand that without the next person, next to you doing something else, harmonizing with something that you're a part of, it's just you're going to create this really like a thing that's bigger than the both of you.
Right.
And it just really does create something way less cunty in society when you all understand that from the middle school kind of age, and you kind of grow up knowing that. And me as a musician from way back in elementary school kind of figured that out. And those folks, and it doesn't have to be music. It could be sports. It could be some kind of other club. It could be chess club. It could be some other kind of thing that people do that is an ensemble of something else, but it really kind of builds up to how do you get along with folks who may be doing something outside of what you're up to for the greater good, do something that would be special for the public.
Yeah. So, I really did like that they had a bunch of educators and a bunch of students be invited to NAMM to experience this opportunity. So yeah, it was my first time at NAMM.
It was great. I'm very happy that you went to this year's NAMM.
It was fun.
It was fun.
It was, but there was so much to do. I would have liked to spend the entire 3 days just showcasing or just scouring the floors.
There's more than one floor.
It took all day, and I still didn't even see everything. And there were events that I wanted to go to that I couldn't get to. just because I was so amazed by everything that was happening on the floor, all the musicians that were there, all the live performances that were there, and then just, kind of seeing how everything flows together. So I was just mainly on the floor.
So now you know what to expect for next year.
Right. So next time when we go back, I would like to sit in some of those classes.
Now, tell everybody, Steph, how amazed were you when you found out that a lot of the famous people who were doing signings, what were they charging?
Nothing.
Nothing. All you had to do was get in line and get an autograph from like Claudio from Coheed and Cambria.
Right. So there was
from
different.
Chavo from System of a Down.
So there
from
throughout
Mick
the
from
floor,
Slipknot.
Throughout the floors, there were multiple opportunities to get autographs, signings, take pictures with celebrities, musicians.
All kinds of people.
Yeah.
All kinds of people.
And having only experienced comic conventions where you have to pay upwards of $600 for a photo shoot.
Ridiculous!
Not even an autograph plus photo shoot. It's just a photo shoot. This was like mind-boggling. I'm just like, what do you mean the line is only 30 minutes and they take a picture with you and they say hi and they hug you and they give you an autograph and it's free? What the fuck?
NAMM is where it's at. That's like, and the ticket to NAMM is $150.
Yeah, it's totally worth it. Because you get 3 days.
You get 3 days, and if you're there all 3 days, and if you're willing to walk around, by the way, it is taxing on your legs, but it's so worth it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Fuck. I felt like I saw a lot, but then I also didn't see enough.
But you walked out satisfied, did you not?
I did. It was fun.
Yeah,
It was
great.
so fun.
So much music and so much talent happening around you, and it's just like everybody's not there about themselves. They're about the greater good of just music.
Right. And then, like, when I was watching some of those live performances, I can just see, like, people relax. Like, they were just so relaxed.
Everybody was in their happy place.
Yeah.
For that weekend.
So I need to either learn an instrument or get into the production side of things.
Yeah.
And I feel like I would appreciate it more if I knew a little bit more, right? Instead of just being a music fan, which is great. There's a lot of music fans that just went there, right? But I felt like because you guys, like I was with the band and then, they're musicians, they were able to play the instruments and they know all the tech. I felt kind of like, I don't know any of this stuff. But even though it was still fun, it's just like now.
But the output of what we were trying to do was still entertaining, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was still fun. But now it's just like, now I have that motivation to try to get into that somehow.
Mm-hmm. And there's no right way to get into it. You know me. Like I'm in this room studying YouTube clips of like other people trying to teach you stuff on how to navigate through Logic Pro software, because that's what I use. I use Logic Pro to do my producing. So like I follow all these, like, I guess for the lack of a better word, influencers to teach me how to use this software and like what to look for and what to do, particularly with the EQs and the compressions and that kind of stuff. And I've come a long way just with those. This is a very special time in history where you can learn how to produce just by having YouTube and having the patience to listen to people who are putting their content out there for free so that you can learn from them and do what you need to do with the software. It's like this awesome community that you would not get elsewhere.
Yeah, definitely.
And you can totally pay thousands of dollars at a university like Berkeley or something like that, or Citrus College, which is near us, or one of the Montclair colleges around here, so that you can learn how to do music production. But if you just had a free fucking YouTube account and you follow the right people, you can learn tons of shit. And that's what I've done. And I gotta say, like, in these last few weeks, I've come up with really cool shit that sounds really good. And so, like, this is for everybody. This is just for everybody to enjoy.
Let me ask you a question. Considering the fact that we talked about school a little bit, why at the college level would you recommend going to online versus college, other than the price? Like, if price was not an issue.
Well, I think college or universities or anything like that, a lot of it has to do with the networking. If somebody becomes quite successful at what they do, you knew them at college, so maybe you can be an underling, and then work for them in that setting. And then now you have a sustainable kind of salary because you now work for Universal whatever or Warner Brothers or that kind of stuff. It's a network kind of environment. But if you're just trying to be the best at your craft and learn and just be the best that you can totally develop your own kind of clientele and legitimacy over what it is that you do online. As long as you know how to promote yourself and market yourself and just get your name out there saying, hey, band, I have produced this. Check this track out. This is what I've produced. Would you like to sound like this? It's an easy grab to just have them come into your studio so that you can then produce them and make them sound great because you know what you're about.
Do you think there's any benefits to having a certificate in, like, broadcasting engineering?
I don't know. If this was 50 to 100 years ago, the answer would be absolutely yes. In 2025, in any industry, I'm talking about in any industry, I don't know. I'm probably alone when I say this, but paying tens of thousands of dollars for a university kind of education has become a little bit of a scam. I hate saying that because I went to the university. I paid tens of thousands of dollars. I got my psychology degree. I was able to use that degree to get a sustainable job to what's earning us the salary that's paying off this mortgage. But it's, I don't know, for a Gen Z or for whatever the next generation is going to be called. I don't know, man. It's really hard to get behind that because the salaries aren't just translating. So to answer your question, no. As long as you know how to market yourself, if you know what you're about and you know how good you are and you have the confidence and you know how to market it, you're going to be fine.
Well, I mean, yeah, I agree to some extent. I mean, it's a whole different conversation that we're not going to get into, but I feel like, there's a social aspect that needs to be considered with that. But do you need it? Do you need the actual physical paper?
No.
Is what I'm asking.
Because nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit.
Unless you're a doctor doing surgery on me, okay, yeah, maybe I care about the papers on your wall. If you're an attorney trying to get me out of jail, that's trying to get me in prison for 10 plus years, yeah, maybe I care about the certificate on your wall. But no, aside from that, no, I do not care about the papers on your wall if you're trying to produce the music that I'm writing.
By the way, random fact for you. Do you know what the degree for a lawyer is?
What?
Just take a wild guess. Like what the name of it is?
I don't know what the name. I'm trying to put a dollar sign on it. Maybe $500,000.
No.
Oh, what are you trying to get at?
No,
what are you doing
what
here?
the price is, what the name is.
No, what is it?
It's it's a Juris Doctor.
It's a Juris Doctor.
You know how I have a master's degree.
Sure.
They are a Juris Doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. I had no idea. I'm just like,
so a lawyer is a doctor.
Correct.
Yeah.
In some aspect, I don't know if they're physically called
as they should be because they're smart people and they deserve it. They're trying to defend you from going to jail. Or they're trying to get you out of, I don't know, doing some bullshit. Anyway, yeah, they know their way around a courtroom.
Yes.
This got off the rails.
I don't know.
I don't know. We've been drinking.
You have.
If
you guys haven't noticed.
Witnessed the Commanders lose and the Bills lose. And that's just the worst of all. Anyway, it's been a
We
day.
already know who's going to win the Super Bowl, so you might as well not even watch it.
I don't know. It's KC.
Talked about it. We talked about it last
KC
week.
against Philadelphia.
The colors are matching the Chiefs.
At this point,
for the logo. Don't even watch it.
I hate.
Why are you even going to the Super Bowl game
I
party?
hate everyone and everything. You want to get into Geeking Out? Are you done?
I thought we were doing it.
Steph, you know we aren't about facts here at the Foo Bar Show, but there's been a few rumors, and I don't know if they're going to be, I don't know, like qualified or confirmed within the next few years. But fans were shocked and beyond excited when Hugh Jackman teamed up with Ryan Reynolds for Wolverine and Deadpool and all that, you know? But the multiverse has had a way of reopening the door of him coming back into the MCU and has allowed him to return into giving him another adventure and a chance to team up with a worthy opponent. But it made people wonder, you know, is Hugh Jackman going to be the Wolverine that we're going to see for this mutant saga in the MCU for the next few years? So after this success of, you know, Deadpool versus Wolverine, and now the rumored Hulk versus Wolverine movie, we just kind of have to wait and see what happens with that character. But there's been a lot of talk of him returning for, like, him playing Wolverine for the next 10 years because of this mutant saga. We've also gotten rumors of Daniel Radcliffe being Wolverine, which I think is kind of cool because he's short, he's scruffy.
That's
he's
like
hairy.
A fan thing. They've been wanting Daniel Radcliffe to play Wolverine for years.
But don't you think that would be a good thing?
Yeah, we've talked about this before. Honestly, I don't follow those rumors because they usually never pan out.
What do you think about...
I heard a rumor.
Let's just say Hugh Jackman is the person to do Wolverine for this next decade. He's already older. He's tall, so he's not like, you know...
We've gotten past that point, though. We've gotten past the fact that he's a tall Wolverine.
We need a correct Wolverine, though. Don't you think, at this point? If we're trying to do the MCU as comic accurate as it can be, don't you think it's time to ditch Hugh Jackman?
I think he's a good Wolverine. I wouldn't mind seeing somebody else as Wolverine, depending on what storyline they're going with. Does he need to do it for the next 10 years? No.
I don't know, but there's a section of people who are about that.
I cannot stand rumors like that because they usually don't pan out, and it's always just some person's like, oh, well, maybe if I just put this on the internet, it'd be cool.
But not you, though.
No. Moving on.
Speaking of the mutants, so Storm, there's been some talks about who might play Storm in this next iteration of the mutants, or at least in the introduction of the mutants in the MCU.
Because you don't want Halle Berry? You don't want Halle Berry?
Halle Berry can suck it.
No. She just dropped her accent after the first movie, and nobody ever found out why.
Because she gave up. She just gave up.
It was a terrible accent. There's something in my eye. I'm trying to get it out.
Ayo Edebiri from The Bear. You know her, right?
Yeah.
The girl, the young girl, Ayo Edebiri. If you guys watch The Bear, I love The Bear, by the way, the show. Mm-hmm. What was your favorite part of The Bear?
All the yelling and screaming.
Of course. If you suffer with anxiety, you had to absolutely get some antidepressants to watch the Thanksgiving episode?
I think it was the Christmas episode.
Christmas episode where it was just yelling.
It was so chaotic that somebody drove a car through the wall
dining
of
room.
the house.
Anyway, Marvel dropped the news that they will be rebooting the X-Men franchise over a year ago. And ever since then, it's been pretty quiet as the full comeback is a ways off. But that doesn't stop us from fan casting and speculating about what we'd like to see. And something that people have been talking about is the Wicked actress Cynthia Erivo. She's the actress in Wicked who played the Wicked Witch, the green one.
Yeah.
Right. She has been saying that she wants to play Storm.
I think she'd make a cool Storm.
She would make a cool Storm. I think that Storm though is a lot more built up. Like she would need to go to the gym, is what I'm saying. Which I think is possible.
I don't think so.
I don't know, man. Storm is pretty buff. Storm is buff.
Well,
she has a strong upper body.
She's definitely cut for sure, just like Cynthia Erivo.
Nah, Cynthia Erivo's not cut. Are you serious?
Have you seen her arms?
She's
not buff.
No, but she needs to be if she wants to be Storm.
Fit.
Anyway. She wants to be Storm. And a new rumor is saying that...
Another rumor?
That actress Ayo Edebiri is in talks to do Storm. And I think I'm more behind that than Cynthia Erivo. Not only is she more likable, I think she can. I think her acting chops would be more in line with what Storm is all about. I think she'd be able to do the accent and stick to it for more than one movie. That's for sure. And I think she would be more. She's more of a geek enough to be able to enjoy what she's doing, which would portray, which would come off more on the screen. Don't you think?
We'll see. We'll find out. As I said, I don't like these rumors.
You don't like rumors.
I don't like rumors.
You don't like rumors.
I mean, but if they said that they wanted to play, then that's what they said. But we'll see who they choose.
Jesus Christ, Steph. Anything else that you have an opinion about?
You're drunk.
Nerd! That's an opinion, everybody. Steph? You want to get into these, what's the new thing called?
Here's what I would do.
Yeah. Where's our thing? There it is.
Man, see, like, you don't even know, man. It's like you're born into this world, man. And you got it's like this, man, the dust and the wind, man. Or like the dang old candle in the wind, man. It don't matter, man. It's all the oldies, old time. You know what I think, man? Like that dang old, I think, therefore you are, man.
Well, that's what we tell ourselves, isn't it, Boomhauer?
All right, Steph. So for this week's, here's what I would do. Sorry.
Slurring much?
I've been drinking. I'm so sorry, everyone.
No, you're not.
I'm really not. All right. So this first one is from Ethan in Torrance.
What's up, Ethan?
Listener Ethan. Hey, guys. Love the show. Hey, guys. Love the show. I'm writing to you from Torrance because I'm stuck in a tricky situation with family and I need an outside perspective.
For a split second there, I thought you were going to say because I'm stuck in traffic.
That's another email. My parents have always been pretty controlling. Now that I'm 30, it's starting to feel like they'll never let go. I recently got a promotion at work and I decided to move in with my girlfriend, which I thought was great news. But my parents think it's a terrible idea and keep telling me I'm throwing my life away by living with her before getting married. They've even threatened to cut me off financially if I go through with it. Here's the thing. I'm finally in a place where I don't need their financial help anymore, but I still don't want to lose my relationship with them. I love my girlfriend, and I know that this is the right move for us. How do I set boundaries with my parents without blowing everything up? Sincerely, Ethan in Torrance. Steph, I'm going to let you have this one.
There's a lot of loopholes.
What do you think?
There's a lot of holes in this story.
Because every time I talk, people just hate me.
How long have you been with this girlfriend? Do your parents even like her? Is that the only reason why they don't want you to move in with her? Because you're not getting married. We need more relationship information.
Say it in a Filipino accent.
You're going to die. I cannot express. You're going to die if you move in with her. My God. You're a grown ass man, dude.
You're 30, right?
Here is what I would do.
But 30 is the new 20 in 2025.
Here's what I would do, because the situation kind of happened to me. I did it anyway.
Right, you moved in with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did your parents say?
You have no money.
But fortunately for you, I did.
Yeah.
At the time.
I mean, I had 2 jobs. I did have 2 jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I did it anyway. That's exactly what I did.
You just got to do...
I just left, and I was 27.
Right. Is that all you got, Steph? Ethan,
What did you ask for my feedback on this?
I did. I don't know, Ethan. The thing is, you know where you want to go. I mean, your parents are probably like mine, where they were like, "Are you even freaking ready for this? How are you gonna survive? Like, do we have to then bail you out of a financial situation if you can't cover the bills and that kind of stuff? If you know that you can cover everything and you're in no danger of getting let go, at least as far as you can tell, then yeah, go for it, man. I mean, you're not gonna know. You're not gonna know if you're gonna be able to sustain yourself if you don't even freaking try. You know, the world was way easier for your parents. So, but you know, I'm not saying don't listen to your parents, but they understand if they're giving you this kind of heads up. They understand how hard it is in 2025 to go off on your own.
The argument is not to move in with her because they're not married. And then they will cut him off financially.
So they're rather
the
traditional.
Finances aren't an issue. Like he has a job and is successful.
That's true.
Successful.
Yeah.
They're just like, you move in with her, that's it. You're cut off, kid.
Yeah, that means they're rather traditional, maybe religious to a certain extent. I don't know. If you're not about it, then don't worry about it.
Or you can lie about the whole situation, pretend that you got married, and have
don't do that.
Fucking fake pictures.
Don't lie to people. That's one thing.
Yeah.
Like, just don't lie about your life situation.
Who's gonna know?
To people that you care about.
Oh, well, they clearly don't care enough about him.
All right, that's fair. That's fair because fuck all that.
Right.
But still, you shouldn't have to lie about who you are and what you are about.
Well, then maybe have the conversation with the parents. Be like, hey, this is the step that I want to take. Let me figure it out on my own. Rather than, just living at home with your parents.
That's true. I would hate to live with my parents at 30. I know that I got out of there before I was 30. I was about to turn 30 before I just told myself I don't want to be 30 and still live with my parents. I think at 29, late into 29 years old, I got the hell out of there. And it was probably one of the best decisions I've ever made, where I lived with friends, and you, Steph, were a part of those friends, where we lived in a house for a number of years, and you kind of know what you're about at the end of that stage. Like, you go into it with tons of uncertainty, and now you're going into it with a girlfriend Now you're kind of getting a sense of maybe she's not the one. Maybe she's somebody. Of course you love her, dude. I'm not taking that away from you. Maybe you're going to marry her one day. But you're getting a sense of what it's like to live with that person that you might end up with. So you kind of get a sense of like what your day-to-day looks like in the morning, like your routines and living with somebody and sharing a bed with and what that looks like. And you get an idea of what life will be away from home, where you're in your own bedroom with posters on the wall and the stuff that you just kind of feel comfortable with. It's getting you into that like outside your comfort zone while still being a little bit comfortable with people that you enjoy being around with. So if that's the thing, then do it. Do it because you're never going to get out of there otherwise. And it's always a great thing when you're able to practice that before you actually make that bold step to then propose and get married and have a family outside of that. Because what if that doesn't work out because now you don't know how to live with other people?
Mm-hmm. You need to figure it out. There's only one way to experience it.
Mm-hmm. You just need to do it. You just need to do it. There's no good time. There's no good place. You just need to kind of throw yourself out there and do it. And kudos on you for then kind of facing that and stepping outside of your comfort zone. It's never an easy thing I don't think for anybody. But you need to do it. You need to do it because you need to be an independent person.
And if your parents cut you off, then they cut you off.
But you know what? I think they'll come around. If they really, really love you, they'll come around. Especially if you're on your shit and you become a sustainable human being where you're able to pay your bills and you never ask them for anything. This happened to me. I never asked my parents for anything. And they're just like, okay, cool. You're a responsible adult. You're one of us now. We're old. We have extra money. We're not going to spend this on anything. We know what you're about. You're the younger generation. Here's $200 for Christmas. Use it in the best way possible. And I just really just kind of throw it at my credit card, really, every time.
Honestly, that's the most responsible thing you can do, right?
Yeah. And
pay a bill.
Pay a bill. Pay a bill. Your parents would just give you a present. The money. Money is the present, and as an adult, that's the best thing you can receive. Yes?
Yeah. Yes. Sure. But I don't know. Hash it out with the parents first, and then...
Steph, can you answer this in a Filipino accent?
Probably not, because my Filipino accent either turns Australian, Jamaican, or British.
Okay. Wow. British?
Yeah, it happens.
You're not even British.
I'm not Jamaican either.
Yeah, that's just racist.
Or Australian.
That gets racist real quick. All right, let's not do that. All right, the second letter that we got.
Filipino accent.
Steph, this one is from Monica in San Bernardino. You want to hear about it?
Okay.
Monica says, first off, I want to say you guys are the best. I'm from San Bernardino, and your show has gotten me through some tough times. So thank you for that.
Now, thank you.
Now I need some advice. Good luck, Monica. I've been working at the same job for 5 years, and while I'm good at it, I hate it. Welcome to the club. I've been dreaming of starting my own small business. I bake custom cakes and cupcakes on the side, but I'm terrified of giving up the stability of my current paycheck. I don't even know where to start with something like this, and my family keeps telling me that it's a bad idea because the economy is rough right now. Should I take the leap and go all in on my dream, or should I suck it up and keep working at this job that I hate? I don't want to regret not trying, but I'm also scared of failing and losing everything. What would you guys do? Sincerely, Monica in San Bernardino. That's a real one, dude. That one's real.
Yeah. I would suggest
in your Filipino accent, please.
You're going to die. If you quit your job
You're going
to die.
To die.
I cannot express. Like literally, everything that I wanted to do growing up was prefaced with "You're gonna die. You're gonna die." That's why I never did shit.
I love it.
Yeah. You don't want to go to school? You're gonna die.
You're gonna die.
You're gonna die.
Do you want to die?
Do you want to die? Yeah. Yeah. Forget about it. No. So it depends on how much money is saved up already. But if I were in your situation, here's what I would do. I would continue working, save up some money to get the logistics settled. Like, for example, all the business stuff, company name, you got to do the advertising. You got to get the equipment if you don't already have it. So all of that's going to cost money that your job can currently pay for. Let's just say you want to do online baking, or you can do like mobile ordering. I know a lot of people did this during the pandemic. So their hours were reduced or they lost their job. So they started baking cookies on the side. They started baking cakes, pastries. Those are all like hot commodity items. Some people that I know actually started doing like food catering. So you get trays of food. You just have to order in advance. So they obviously weren't working. So they put all their time and effort into it and it paid off. But that was because of their current situation. As jobs became more open, they just went back to their jobs.
They were able to survive in that time.
Correct.
And it could be sustainable.
It could be.
If you're able to know how to put yourself out there.
So it starts off with, the grassroots, friends, family. And then
getting them to put you out there too.
Right. And then you
amplify it.
Then you start doing like the farmer's market. That's a good testing point to see how well you're going to sell.
Yep.
Because so many people go to farmers markets, and that's how you can judge, like, is your product going to be the same as somebody that's out there already, or what kind of new things are you bringing? It doesn't have to be too extravagant. It can be like maybe the size of like the cookie or whatever, for example. Just see how that goes first. I mean, if it doesn't pan out the way you wanted to, I mean, you don't have to stay at your job either.
Mm-hmm.
You can look for another job.
Yeah. And if I have because my 9 to 5 is a recruiting manager, if this doesn't work out for whatever crazy reason and you want to, and let me not call it that. Let me just say you want to just go back to the working for somebody else. Don't put yourself as an owner of a company. As a recruiter, that's kind of like you've been out of the game. I gotta say, you haven't been.
Why? But why though?
There's this thing in the corporate world where it's not because this isn't my opinion. This is the opinion of managers and like hiring higher ups in the corporate world, where for some crazy reason, if you haven't been working at the specific kind of niche position that they're looking to hire, you might not be the best person for it. In other words, if you try to market yourself as an independent person who calls the shots and is just like this grandiose kind of like person who is able to run things, if it's not a manager position, they don't want to hear about it. And it's sad because like that means that this person has historically been somebody who believes in themselves, who can work more than just the normal 9 to 5. Because if you own a business, you're working more than the regular 8 hours a day,
Yeah, because you're constantly researching like competitors, what's
everything
out there. Yeah.
Everything that is working against you, you're trying to overcome. But for some crazy reason, hiring managers do not see that. So on your resume, just don't put that you're an owner and operator. Just put that you were, I don't know, just like a director, a vice president, or the president of this. Thus, then you should be, whatever you're applying for, you should be putting on your resume that same thing that you're applying for. If you're applying for a manager position, then in that company that you owned, you weren't the owner / CEO operator of this business. You were the manager of this business.
That's so demoralizing.
It totally is.
Yeah,
because but that's what you have to do in 2025, Steph. That's what you have to do. To market yourself, you have to. Yes, it's demoralizing, but if you're saying, all right, cool, well, this didn't work out, but now I have to command X amount of salary dollars to sustaining myself and my family, then you have to find whatever position that is, if it's a manager, if it's a director, and then slap that on your resume.
That just means that whatever company, has that viewpoint, they don't value that person's creativity to start their own business.
No company values anyone's creativity unless it's in a creative field, in which case they're going to ask for a portfolio of what you've done creatively. And if they don't like it, you don't get the job. And 9 times out of 10, we're not talking about that. We're talking about just somebody who can just lead a team, shut the fuck up, listen to whatever the corporate heads are looking to do, create, move forward with their quarter or whatever. And listen, it's just a game. And as a recruiter, I always say, don't hate the player. If somebody doesn't sign the offer letter, I'm not mad at them. And I tell the hiring manager, because they're pissed off at me and sending me emails and giving me phone calls saying, why couldn't you seal the deal on this person? Bro, don't hate the player. Hate the game, because they decided to go to a different company who paid them just, even if it's like a couple of grand more a year, it's probably because they knew that they were going to value them a little bit more. They were going to listen to them. They were going to, maybe they're paying a little bit more into their health benefits, whatever it may be, but they did what was best for them and their families. I'm just being real. Like, that's just what it's about these days. It's not about like being loyal to the company. It's about like everybody should just take care of themselves and their families.
So you're saying that everybody should just work at a position that they don't want to work at just so they could survive?
That's the climate that we're in right now. It sucks to say. It really does suck to say. I am very fortunate enough to say that I work for a company that I love and believe in, but I can't speak for everybody.
I think that you should try that, working into it part-time, keeping the job temporarily, and going to those farmer markets. And then seeing how those sales pan out, that will give you the decision to quit the job.
Yeah, that could work.
Mm-hmm. Man, see, like, you don't even know, man. It's like you're born into this world, man. And you got it's like this, man, the dust and the wind, man. Or like a dang old candle in the wind, man. It don't matter, man. It's all the oldies, old time. You know what I think, man? Like them dang old, I think, therefore you are, man.
Well, that's what we tell ourselves, isn't it, Boomhauer?
Steph?
Yep.
I hate the NFL.
I know you do.
It's going to be the Chiefs and the Eagles in the next 2 weeks, going to the Super Bowl. Who do you think is going to win?
I already said it. We've been talking about it this entire podcast. Unfortunately, it's going to be the Chiefs.
You know why this is troubling for me?
Why?
Josh, for those who have just started listening to this podcast, Josh was a host on the show who is a diehard Eagles fan. For some reason, he's never lived in Philadelphia. We don't get it. And he's a diehard Eagles fan, and I just want him to have a bad day in 2 weeks. I really do. But I don't want the Chiefs to win either, because they've just been like led into the Super Bowl by the NFL. The referees have always... It's so obvious what the referees have been doing to just kind of get things in their favor.
Like, we were watching the game today, and there was many times where, the ball should have gone to the Bills.
The Bills. I really wanted the Bills to win. I really wanted the Commanders to win. I wanted it to be a Bills-Commanders Super Bowl, but that's just not happening.
We all wanted that.
But that's not happening. So it's a Chiefs-Eagles Super Bowl. If you want to watch, go for it. Shocking. If the Eagles win, we go on with the rest of our lives. If the Chiefs win, then maybe Mahomes gets in the conversation of one of the best of all time. I don't know. When you compare Mahomes to Brady is head and shoulders way better than Mahomes. Even if the league was for Brady, even if the refs were always giving like the calls in Brady's favor for whatever crazy reason, and there's many clips and evidence to support that. The times that Brady was roughed up, it was actually kind of worth it. Whereas these days, if Mahomes is roughed up, he's just kind of led into the being out of bounds kind of thing. It's just he's not being roughed up, is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't follow football enough to give a shit.
Yeah, you don't.
No, I just sat through 6 hours of you just screaming "no" at the TV, and it's very upsetting.
Yeah. But we'll see what happens in a couple of weeks. Next week, we're gonna have another episode. Nothing's really gonna happen from a sports perspective. We won't have anything to do with really music. We'll see what happens out there. We're just gonna talk a lot of shit. Well, let's see if Steph is turned off by it and asks me to edit things out. We'll see. We won't know.
You'll never know.
Well, you'll never know. Doesn't that suck? You'll never know.
They'll know.
They'll know.
There's a complete jump.
It's gonna be like an obvious fucking edit, or like I'm excited and then all of a sudden I'm not.
You're just crying.
Fucking Steph. Anyway,
somebody's got to produce this show.
Yeah, somebody does. Anyway, thank you all so very much for listening to the Foo Bar Show. Remember to follow, like, and comment on our socials as @Foo Bar Show. That's FOO Bar Show. And listen to FOOBarshow.com. Oh, God damn it. Hang on, guys.
We'll
and we'll
right back.
fill it up like a couple of foos. I've been Josie.
And I'm Steph.
Signing off saying, don't be a dick!
Fuck, man. Thank you, guys.
Can we normalize saying I don't like you at work and the other person just accepting it, not even asking for a reason why? Just continue on with your fucking life. Why is HR so hell-bent that everyone that works together needs to like each other? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Why don't you like me? Give me it doesn't matter. You remind me of someone that I grew up with. I don't like your fucking face. I don't like how you walk. Your breath smells like shit. There's so many reasons why I might not like you. It doesn't matter. Talk to someone else. Other people will like you and for who you are. There's so many people that don't like me. They tell me online, I don't give a fuck. I just continue on with my life. That's exactly what we have to do. I get called into HR. Oh, you told this person you don't like. Yes, I don't like them. I want to make sure that we cut off this weird vibration that we have. Every single time I come into work, I dread seeing certain people because I don't like them and they can't take a hint and then they try even harder. Normally, I have to say this. If I tell a brown person, a Spanish person, or a black person that I don't like me, that I don't like them, they might want to fight me, but they won't talk to me again. They won't be extra helpful. It's normally the non-melanins. When you tell a non-melanin I don't like you at work, forget about it, all right? They're watching you grab a box. Oh, you need help with that box? No, bitch, especially not from you. What the fuck? We already had this conversation. Why are you guys like that, okay? Just leave us the fuck, leave me the fuck everyone else. This is for me, all right? Leave me the fuck alone. I want to be able to tell people I don't